Hello, welcome everyone inside the Chris Evans Podcast, a part of Second Banana Media. It is one of the busiest times of the year for high school athletics, as the state wrestling championships are this Friday and Saturday inside the big house. Basketball teams have gone through, the smaller schools have gone through some of their playoffs. They got a whole lot more to go as they make their way to the state tournament. And also the larger schools in basketball are getting ready to start their regionals in the areas next week. And then, of course, the 5A, 6A state tournament to be played in Norman at OU this year. But one of the big weekends was just this past weekend for the state swim meet. Of course, there's 6A girls, 6A boys, 5A girls, and 5A boys, as they all came down to Edmond at the Edmond YMCA at the Mitch Park. And they do such a great job of hosting that event every year. And when you look at it this year, 3 of the 4 state championships came down to 2.5 points combined. 2.5 points combined, including a lot of the 6A girls. A lot of everybody knew it was going to come down to probably Jinx or Edmond North, and it came down to those two. It came down to the final race, that relay race, and Jinx wins it by 0.5 point for the 14th state championship. It was unbelievable. And when you thought that wasn't enough, the Edmond North boys had to win the state championship in their final race of the event, as well as they capture their 4th state championship. Now, the one little different was the Shawnee girls. They had a little bit of distance from second place, but congratulations to Piper McNeil. She broke 2 state records, including one of those being her own record. But Shawnee girls win back-to-back state championships. Congratulations to the Lady Wolves. And Bishop Kelly, the boys, also won their state championship by 1 point as they capture their 4th state championship. It was unbelievable as all those races came down to the final race of the event, and couldn't draw it up any better than what happened at Mitch Park at the Edmond YMCA. So congratulations to all the teams out there. Also on the broadcast, hope you're able to catch it on the NFHS network. Mark Rodgers and Max McKnight were able to broadcast the finals and announce the finals, I should say. And they did a tremendous job of capturing those state championships, those very, very close state championships. But they were also able to meet up with the David Jackson with the Oklahoma Secondary Schools Activity Associations and had a great conversation. And I want to share that conversation as it was broadcasted on the NFHS network.
David, we had an unbelievable finish here last night in 2 races. One is decided by 0.5 point and the other by 2, and it's just an electric atmosphere here inside the MAC.
You know, we knew that was a potential to have something that close when we had Jinx and Edmond North and watching them all season long. It's super exciting to have something like that at our state championships. That's what you want, you know. That's what the state championships are for. It's just good, close competition, and kudos to all the teams that made it here to the state tournament.
And today we've got some good competition going on as well. Piper McNeil, an outstanding swimmer from Shawnee, set a state record today. Has a chance to set another state record coming up in the backstroke. She's quite an athlete.
She is, and again, she's one that people have been watching all year long, and just wondered how many records we're going to fall this year with her, and it's really exciting to watch her, and it really kind of overshadows a lot of other outstanding swimmers, and she's been good her entire career, but there's a lot of good swimmers in Class 5A as well.
Max is kind of like Aquaman, but before Jason Momoa. He's been to so many swim meets.
I get compared to him a lot. You'd be surprised.
Yeah, maybe a little bit, but David, this event runs so efficiently and so fast. You got a lot of people here inside a great venue, and a lot of volunteers help get this done. But I'm always amazed every season at how smoothly this goes. I'm going to knock on wood, but I know it will because it's been great.
I tell you, it starts with the people here at the Edmond Y. They do such an outstanding job because they want this event here, and Edmond is such a strong swim community that it doesn't take much to get volunteers to be a part of it. And then Amy Capsule, she loves this activity. She puts her heart and soul in it. She starts preparing for this long before it happens. So that combination of the people here at at the Edmond Y, the community that turns out to support it, along with the efforts that Amy puts in to put it all together, really make this a great event for us.
David, no, there's always change going on at OSSAA. Anything in the swim world, any rule changes, anything upcoming that people should be aware of?
You know, Amy has been part of the National Federation Rules Committee for a while, and swim is one of those activities that she comes back and there's just not many rule change proposals. The activity is in really good shape right now.
Good.
And you know, most of the other activities you'll get several different proposed rule changes. This is one that doesn't get very many at all. I think the sport is in really good shape.
And you're going to be sticking around for a while.
I will be.
You recently had another term. Is that another term, or your contract renewed? How do you explain that? What is that? I didn't know the logistics of it.
We don't allow David to leave.
I saw a nice picture of David on the internet. So
there's a resignation or retirement freeze on David's position.
I tell you what, I'm going to be around a while because I still love this. You know, there are lots of challenges. Always associated with high school sports and activities, but when you get to come out to events like this, it makes it all worth it.
Hey, David, before you get away here, and I'm not trying to run you off or anything, but I do want to say Gail is with Sandra today, and she asked if I was going to see you, and so Gail says hi and sends her best.
Please tell Gail and the rest of your family I said hello. Always good to see former Panthers and hear from them.
Go Paul's Valley.
That's right.
Well, David, I know you're going to just get into the busy part of the schedule right here. We've got wrestling coming up next week for state championships, and then it will be basketball consecutive weeks at the Big House, and it's going to be a lot of fun to see a lot of state championships handed out.
You sure will, Mark. This is like Christmas for us.
Hey, me too.
It's a good time of the year. A lot of state championships. The wrestling, the basketball, swim. It's just, like you said, just about every weekend for the next three will be packed, but it's always fun. We hope and pray that the weather holds up and we won't have to deal with that.
Again, that was David Jackson during the 500 freestyle. It's amazing how those swimmers can swim that long in a short amount of time. It was around 5 minutes or so for the boys and girls. Amazing athletes in the water. But a big thank you to Mark Rodgers and Max McKnight for that interview, but also for their broadcast of the state swim meet once again. It's always good to be by their side to produce and push all the buttons, but look forward to next year as well. Once again, congratulations to the Jinx girls 14 state championship, the Edmond North boys on their 4th state championship, Shawnee Wolves in 5A back-to-back state champions, and Bishop Kelly 1-point victory as they capture their 4th state championship. Hope you enjoyed the interview. We'll see you next year at the state swim meet. This has been the Chris Evans Podcast.